Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. January 11th, basketball plays for us. We got one college game, and then there are four games in the NBA tonight, so kind of a light night. And there is an early game. The Paris game tips off here in the next couple hours for the NBA. We'll get you the college game first and then get into the NBA slate. So Illinois at home against Michigan State, somewhere between a 2.5 and 3.5 point favorite. We did get Illinois at minus 3.5, and then we also took Illinois minus 1.5 first half. Illinois almost upset Purdue last time out at Purdue. Michigan State is not what you think of normal Michigan State, at least not yet this far in the season. Now, last 10 games plus, watch out because that's normally when they increase everything. But we do like Illinois. They got enough horses to keep up with Michigan State and then some. So Illinois minus 1.5 first half, minus 3.5 for the game. Then we'll get into the NBA slate for you. Nets at the Nets Cavs in Paris. Like I said, this game kicks off within the next couple hours. Cavs have been favored anywhere from 2.5. Now looks like it went up to 3.5 in that particular game. We really like the Cavs here. We did take them earlier, but Cavs minus 1. First quarter, minus 1.5 first half, and minus 2.5 for the game. The Cavs on the interior just have so much more than what the Nets have to offer. They got a few more wing players on the Nets, but they've been a little inconsistent as of late, and the Cavs have been kind of streaking to the hot side here. So, and then the Cavs played the Wizards a couple times, so that definitely always helps the cause. But Jarrett Allen's really turned up the juice here as of late, so we really like the Cavs today. So once again, Cavs minus 1 first quarter, minus 1.5 first half, minus 2.5 for the game. Jarrett Allen over 16.5 points, over 11.5 rebounds, and over 32.5 par. And then Cam Johnson, who's been riding the streak of three-pointers, over 2.5 threes. I think this thing's cashed, I want to say probably 10 games in a row or 9 out of 10. So Cam's been cashing those, so we'll ride that one again. So Cavs Nets Paris game. Cavs minus 1 first quarter, minus 1.5 first half, minus 2.5 for the game. Jarrett Allen over 16.5 points, over 11.5 rebounds, and over 32.5 par. And then Cam Johnson over 2.5 three-pointers. Next game up, probably the game of the Eastern Conference. Is going to be going on tonight. Celtics coming off the win last night against the Thunder, against the Bucks. Bucks 4.5 point home favorite, 243 total. Looks like Lillard's back. So it should be full complement there. You never know with the Celtics if somebody's going to sit. Normally you can count on Jaylen Brown playing, but it's kind of a wheel of fortune on who's going to play between Porzingis, Tatum, Drew Holiday on the other side. So I assume we're probably going to see mostly everybody tonight. We do like this total around that 242.5, 243. We do like the over there, so we're going to take over 59.5 first quarter, over 118.5 first half, over 242.5 for the game. We're going to focus on maybe not the top guys here, but the middle tier or the next tier down. Chris Middleton for the Bucks over 15.5 points on that one there, and over over 1.5 threes. Jaylen Brown over 24.5 points, over 1.5 threes. Now the threes on Jaylen Brown and Chris Middleton are heavily juiced, but it's only 2 3-pointers. Both those guys normally good for 2-3 a game without sweating it too much. So we'll try to take the easy money there if we can. And then Giannis over 3.5 turnovers, which is plus 130 on DraftKings. So if you're looking for some plus money bet there, we like Giannis to turn the ball over quite a bit against that Celtics defense, which is going to lead to fast break points, which is going to lead to more points, right? So when the Celtics cook, they go in spurts. You'll watch them, but when they're running is when they're at their best. That wide open, it leads to wide open threes. A lot of long rebounds if they miss. That's definitely their style on that one. And the Bucks don't really, ever since they traded Drew Holiday, don't really want to play a ton of defense anyway. So they're not going to clamp down. So this should be a run gun up and down the court. Everybody's scoring. The question is Giannis. Giannis's point total is getting to 33.5. We're comfortable at his 31.5 number, but anytime he gets above that, it's kind of, there's not much upside, especially against one of these better teams. Maybe if it was against the Wizards, or somebody, or the Pacers, who he's had a ton of success against, but we're not taking the Giannis point prop on that one. But to give you those Bucks Celtics picks bets one more time, over 59.5 first quarter, over 118.5 first half, over 242.5 for the game. Middleton over 15.5 points, over 1.5 threes. Jaylen Brown over 24.5 points, and he's been on fire as of late, over 1.5 threes. Giannis over 3.5 turnovers, and the Celtics over the 119.5 team total. If they get to the 120 mark, we definitely should see this over come in on that one there. So I think they can get to 125, and then you're going to need not even like 117, 118 out of the Bucks, and I think the Bucks have got a really good chance to win here. But I expect them to both come out pretty gangbuster in the first quarter, first half, and we'll see if the legs hold up for the Celtics on the back-to-back. Next game up on the board, Trailblazers at the Thunder. Thunder 12.5 point home favorite after coming off the back-to-back last night. They trailed the whole first half basically against the Heat, and then come back and solid that win up. Pretty convincing win at the end. Actually won by almost double digits on that one. So, but the Trailblazers are absolute hot garbage on the road. So it doesn't matter what the number is. Just take it and move on. You're going to hit this clip at quite a bit. Thunder, like I said, 12.5 currently, but we will take Thunder minus 4.5 first quarter, minus 7.5 first half, minus 12.5 for the game. Holmgren over 17.5 points, over 1.5 threes, over 2.5 blocks. SGA under 44.5 par. This is simply because I think he'll dish the ball a lot tonight. And then the second part is if this game's a blowout, he will sit the fourth because he plays the whole first, about half the second, whole third, and then normally about half the fourth, as he normally plays about 35, 36 minutes, but he will sit the whole fourth quarter if they are up 20, which is kind of what we expect. So that number is huge for only playing really 2.5 quarters of basketball. So on that one there, SGO over 2.5 steals as the Trailblazers turn the ball over at an alarming rate. Simons and Henderson both are over turnovers. Simons over 2.5 turnovers and Henderson over 3.5 turnovers, and both of those are plus money. And then the Trailblazers under the 111.5 team total, as we have a feeling they're just going to get pounced early and game finito. So we'll give you that Thunder Trailblazers game one more time. Thunder minus 4.5 first quarter, minus 7.5 first half, minus 12.5 in the game. Holmgren over 17.5 points, over 1.5 threes, and over 2.5 blocks. SGA under 44.5 par. SGA over 2.5 steals. Simons over 2.5 turnovers. Scoot Henderson over 3.5 turnovers. Portland under the 111.5 team total. Next game up, Knicks at the Mavs. Somewhere around 3.5, 4-point favorite for the Knicks going to Dallas. No Luka tonight. So we really like, with no Luka, we really like this matchup. They match up well with everybody except Luka. So I think this is really going to kind of favor the Knicks in that respect. They've been hot lately as well. Jalen Brunson's been playing, out of his mind. Julius Randle's even kicked it up a notch, it seems like, even though he's the most awkward basketball player, dude, I've ever seen. Like, every time he throws up a shot, I think there's no way, and somehow it bounces off the back of the rim and it's in. But they have been hot. The Mavs have been up and down, to say the least. Injuries are kind of really hurting them. Luka being out, I think, hurts them here tonight. So we are going to take the Knicks. We do have the Knicks minus 0.5 first quarter, minus 1.5 first half, minus 3.5 for the game. Brunson coming home to Dallas, over 27.5 points against his former team, over 2.5 three-pointers. Kyrie Irving over 2.5 turnovers, and the Mavs under the 115.5 team total. So one more time in this Knicks-Mavs matchup. Knicks minus 0.5 first quarter, minus 1.5 first half, minus 3.5 for the game. Brunson over 27.5 points and over 2.5 threes. Irving over 2.5 turnovers. Mavs under 115.5 team total. Last game up on the board. And for the night, Suns go to the Lakers. This game's anywhere from 1 to pick 'em. On this game, I can't really, I don't understand why, unless they think Anthony Davis isn't going to play. The Suns have been just they lost to the Grizzlies at home without John Morant. They've been garbage. They lost to the Clippers twice. I don't see this getting any better for the Suns, to be really honest. They haven't quite figured out how the big three are there, but they haven't figured out how to play together, and the rotations are kind of off. And the Lakers know what they want to do. And the two biggest things with Phoenix Number one, defense. They don't play a ton of it. Number two, they turn the ball over at an alarming rate. And Booker is not a point guard. Okay, I understand he is a playmaker, but he's not a point guard. Point guard is a dude that keeps the ball secure and safe. The problem is when you're going to have three basically wing players, you can't afford a point guard. I mean, you just can't. So you got three wing players. You throw Grayson Allen in there. Now you got four wing players and a center. That's your starting lineup. So that's been the issue. That continues to be the issue, and I don't know if it can get any better. Vogel was supposed to be brought in over Monty Williams for the team to play defense. They don't play any. And the Lakers do play defense, and the Lakers can pound the ball deep, and Davis can get the ball out to shooters. So we like the Lakers here tonight. Lakers money line, first quarter, first half, and game. Anthony Davis, who's been on a monster roll, over 28.5 points, over 44.5 par, over 12.5 rebounds, over 2.5 blocks. We also like Terran Prince, over 10.5 points, and over 2.5 threes. And then we're also going to take Booker over 2.5 turnovers, as that ticket always seems to cash. So one more time, Lakers, Suns. Lakers, money line, first quarter, first half, game. Davis over 28.5 points, over 44.5 par, over 12.5 rebounds, over 2.5 blocks. Booker over 2.5 turnovers. And then Prince over 2.5 three-pointers made and over 10.5 points. So at the end of every episode and show that we do, make sure you do check out the link to the Google Sheets. These are a ledger of all of our bets, what juice we got them at, how many units, what book we placed them at, and then obviously the results when the games are over. So make sure you check that out. We do bet quite a bit of volume, so if you want to follow along, that is the easiest way to kind of follow along. We give you a little synopsis here of why we like it, and then a list of all of them. So feel free to check that out when you got some time. Also, if you're into football, you'll see those bets there as well for Wild Card Weekend coming up. That we've got so far, so make sure you check that out. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube channel, it makes life really simple when you're trying to find us. Once you subscribe and turn those notifications on, you get a notification to your device or to your phone to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped some new bets. Give you plenty of time to match them up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. We do appreciate everybody's support as always and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.